No, no! No! Are you listening?
Sean from Middle Grounded. Apologies for the lack of content. I injured myself pretty badly on Saturday. I was changing a tire, the car slipped off the jack. I grabbed it with both hands, held it up long enough for my son to get the jack underneath. I changed the tire. When I stood up, it felt like somebody was operating on me with no anesthesia. I have a pretty high tolerance for pain, very high tolerance, because of everything I've been through in my life. And it was excruciating. And I had my son, so I couldn't really get out and do anything. It was constant, moving, and I was busy. But anyway, the long story short is, I just haven't had time or the motivation to make anything. But I do now. We're going to talk about Mr. Penis, a.k.a. Lorne Lynn Armstrong, a.k.a. the ruler of the trailer of failure. Lorne loves these catfish women for a variety of reasons. I've heard people say he's addicted to the rage, but that's not it. He's not addicted to the rage. He is addicted to the opportunities to express emotions that he can't in everyday life. Lorne's one defense mechanism is anger. He responds to everything with anger. And I used to do it too because I didn't want anybody to get close to me, but I wasn't like him. I mean, his idea of a romantic night is calling Winnie a cunt hole and a coke addict and abusing her and claiming she's cheating on him for 3 or 4 hours and then calling up the next morning, baby, please call me back, even if it's on the phone, so I can be close to you. I mean, it's a repeating pattern. His mom doesn't care enough about him to make him mad or make him cry. Lorne, it's almost like he intentionally picks a fight with people so that there can be some emotion involved. Because there's no emotional attachment with anyone in his life to him. None. Not even Roy. Pretty much everybody hates him. I don't feel sorry for the guy. Anytime you do, I want you to ask yourself a question. What would happen if a 13 to 16-year-old, 17, 18, possibly 19-year-old girl was walking down the road in need of attention, in need of some kind of help, and she knocks on Lorne's door? The minute she steps inside that door and there's no one around, it's game on for this sick freak. And I believe that. I don't understand how some people can still feel sorry for this guy. He loves these catfish women, as you know, because he can't go up in a bar looking like a melted ice cream cone, sounding like Connecticut butt-fucked Alabama, and they shout out Texas. That's what his accent sounds like. You can't go up and say, hey, I'm telling you right now, I look like Justin Timberlake, and I'm a registered sex offender. Would you like to come back to the trailer of failure? That's just not going to happen. It's not. And these catfish women will stay, because no matter what they do, he will stay. And no matter what he does, they will stay. It's so much excitement for him, because in his life, he's like, hey, baby, for the first couple of days, for the first couple of minutes, he's told you about his day. Roy came over, we moved dirt around, talked to mom, worked, I peed outside, I drank, I whacked off in a condom. How was your day? And that's it. That's all he has to talk about. So he picks fights. Because if he doesn't pick those fights, if he doesn't cry and do things to manipulate them, that conversation's not going to go on. Think of how many times you've heard this from this asshole. Oh, oh boy, and then an awkward silence. Winnie usually has to jump in and say something. Debbie is the one who's always talking. Casey, most of these catfish women are the ones that keep him going. Because if they tried to get off the phone, anyway, they couldn't. He had a call with Kayla one time where she was going to get off the phone and get ready, and he didn't want her to get off the phone. He didn't let her get off the phone. He wanted her to be on the phone while he finished smoking. He wanted her to be on the phone while he was in the shower. His level of control is insane. He is addicted to the emotion, the point where he's accusing them of cheating on him at all times, and the gratification most of the time when they aren't the next day when he can apologize. It is such a rush for him. It is such an emotional payoff to be able to say I'm sorry and have that makeup and wow, look at this, I'm such a good guy, and then just repeat the pattern. He wouldn't stay with these catfish women if they treated him the way he deserved to be treated. The one time he really did, there were a couple times, I'm not talking about getting screamed at, but Debbie hung up on him. He was in prison. He asked and harassed her about her new fiance. Then he talked about something else, and then he jumped immediately right back in to speaking Spanish and learning it for her fiance. And she said, "Okay, bye." He was trying desperately to pick that fight, to find out, do I have any chance with you? And I'm going to be real with you about these robot calls. First off, Heelborn, thank you for sharing him. I think in the beginning, he thought it was Jamie Amy. I really do. Because Will was involved, and there were enough things going on that he could fall for it. But I think towards the end, he just stopped caring whether it was Jamie Amy or not, because the robot voice was giving him all the attention he needed. And if he found out that the robot was an AI, and it was talking to him, I have no doubt he would talk to this AI until he died. Because he needs it. He proposed to a robot voice. He thought this was real. And he was able to just say, I don't care who's on the other end, because whoever it is, they obviously care about me because they're making me furious, and I can yell at them, and they'll still come back. They can tell me to fuck off upstairs, and they'll still come back. The robot voice could be like, you're a piece of crap, you're the worst person in the world, you pedophile, and he'd be like, but you love me. But you love me, though. He is a pathetic human being. He's addicted to getting into these situations where he can explode and express all these pent-up emotions, and the next day go, I'm sorry, and then he can refuel, and he can build those up again until he gets those situations where he can explode. And you saw he missed that when Winnie was gone. Because the minute he got to talk to her again, he unloaded. And Debbie wouldn't let him do it. And I think in the long run, that could have benefited him, but we never saw it because he's a complete and utter douchebag, went back to jail. He did show us through her that he has no concept what relationships are. And if you want the honest truth, the call center job, pretty sure he was macking on the women or trying to, and that's why he got fired. I think he probably walked around all day trying to talk to women, and occasionally a couple of guys who would probably mention that he was talking to women. He probably thought the people he was talking to on the phone, the women he was talking to on the phone, wanted him. Paula could have been, a woman he talked to on the phone, and they were headed to a relationship, according to him. It's a disaster in the making every time he connects with a new female, catfish or not. But that's just my thoughts. I apologize for being gone. I'm trying to set up a three-way. No, I'm trying to set up a stream with Cornville three-way, and he's shown some interest. I think it would be fun. But I love you guys. I will definitely see you in the next one. Please like, subscribe, and share. Peace out.